At this time of year, particularly in the West, in the Northern Hemisphere, when we celebrate Christmas and the winter solstice, there's a paradox that rises in all of us, many of us, that we struggle with. And the paradox is the kind of manic materialistic rush that has become Christmas, when our biorhythm is really dropping and going in and wishes to celebrate the sacred and the holy. And yet our society has created this opposition that makes many of us ill, tired, exhausted, fatigued, overstressed. That's the opposition, the paradox. So it's nice to remember, what it's really about, of course, and many of us do when we finally get there to Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, when we suddenly sigh, all the presents have been bought and the tree is up and all the festivities have been arranged. And so there's great magic in that coming together. And I think for me it's a reminder. Christmas time is always a reminder. And what I'm always reminded of is the inner light. I'm reminded of the inner light because we come together to remember the life of one man, Jesus. And whether you're a Christian or not, this man was an extraordinary man. This man never for a moment lost touch with the purity of his heart. And so this man has become an emblem, has become an icon, a symbol for so many of all that's best in us. And then we've collected all our cultural all the trappings of our culture, and we've brought it around this festival, this Christmas festival. And we bring great focus at this time of year on all that's best in us. That's what this is about, Christmas, of course. What I'm reminded of when I go within is that we are each eternal. We are eternal beings. When we look on the outside world, and we look at the headlines of the world, and we worry about them, and we take it so seriously, whether it's Brexit or whether it's Donald Trump, a global warming, war in the Middle East, any number of catastrophes that may be taking place around the world, people who are dying, people in abject poverty, homeless people, refugees, people suffering everywhere. People in their own homes, modern homes, with all the things they need, in deep pain, in mental anguish. And yet, behind it all, we are eternal. What does that mean? Not we, humanity, but the spirit that lies in each of us, the light that shines in our eyes, that is eternal. Time marches on, eh? But it doesn't touch that eternity. Nothing that happens here touches that eternity, that pure Christ state. Nothing can touch it. It remains unsullied. It remains pure. It remains within us, each of us. All things. It remains in all things, that purity. And surely that's the most important thing to remember at this time of year. At any time of year. That we are eternal. And then the things of the world pass away. And they are the screen upon which life plays itself out, the theatre. And we are the characters. So the message is just always the simplest, that we are eternal. What will you do with that insight this Christmas? Say it quietly to yourself. I am eternal. I am eternal. I am eternal. I can never die. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for reminding us of that.